Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to you with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there forever. And we're going to talk about how the Atlanta Hawks beat the Milwaukee Bucks after trailing by a lot to the Bucks, 131 and 113. Season series is tied 1-1 after the Bucks lost this one. They do play another game after this one, and that will be their final game of the season against each other. Bucks go to 26 and 35 and 14 and 16 at home. They was at home in this game. The Hawks go to above 500 because they 32 and 31 now and 18 and 15 on the road. The Bucks won the first quarter 38 to 25, and you would have thought that if they can keep that up and hold on to the lead a little bit, they'd win it. But the Hawks came right back and won the second quarter 41 to 33. The third quarter 32 to 18, and the game was basically over at that point because they also won the fourth quarter 33 to 24. Everybody in the Hawks starting lineup scored in double figures in points. Onyeka Okongwu, 31 minutes, 21 points for him. He kept scoring by that rim, and if he wasn't doing that, he was stretching out the defense and hitting them wide open threes. He went 9 to 14 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, but he did go 0 2 from the free throw line. He helped on the boards with 8 rebounds, 3 of them was offensive with assists, 2 turnovers, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. He is fast, he is mobile, so if you try him, he will pick you off or make a play on the ball. And he also had a plus 19 and plus minus. He just is a really good big that understands his game and his role on the team. Jalen Johnson, 34 minutes for him. He had 20 points. He went 1 to 2 from 3. Glad that he kept driving and trying to get as close to the rim as he could to score. Even then, he still finished 7 to 17 from the field, but he also did go 5 of 7 from the free throw line. He had 9 assists. That was the best part of his night. But he came with 3 turnovers. He also had 5 rebounds and 2 steals. You know, he's going to do multiple things for you when he's on the court. And he also had 2 personal fouls and was a plus 16 and plus minus. And you look at C.J. McCollum, he played 29 minutes. He had 18 points and went 5 of 11 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. He still can create separation. He still can create space. He still is a guy that can get his own shot, but he also can play within the flow of the offense too. And you just wanted to see what he would be like if he was in the starting lineup, since he can do all those things. But he can also pass. And he had 8 assists. That really helped his team out a lot, because if it wasn't in Jalen Johnson's hand, it was in his. And he showed you that I can score or pass however I want to do it, depending on what you're doing to me or how you're trying to do something to me. He had 2 rebounds, 1 turnover, and a steal, 2 with a block. He also had 1 personal foul, was a plus 14 and plus minus. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 32 minutes. He had 23 points. That ended up leading the team in scoring, because he also went 9 to 14 from the field and 5 of 9 from 3. He had the jump shot and the drive and going real good in this one. And you can't be mad at him because he's trying you and he feels it, and then he goes about it his way, and it worked basically the entire game. 1 rebound, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, and a steal. 2 personal fouls and a plus 19 and plus minus. Dyson Daniels, 34 minutes, 14 points, 7 of 10 from the field. He missed his only 3, but he still finished with a double-double because he had 10 boards and 4 offensive rebounds out of those 10 boards. He also had 3 assists and 3 blocks. No steals for him, but 3 blocks. He showed they can still do something if you tried them on an offensive end. And he just took really high percentage looks all game. I didn't question anything that he was doing out there. That's how good of a game he had. He also had 2 personal fouls and was a plus 21 and plus minus. Corey Kispert, 20 minutes, 7 points. He went 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. He's been better from 2 than 3, it seemed like. But, you know, the threes was wide open and still was good looks. But the best thing he did was get 7 assists. You know, he drew some attention. He made some quick passes, and it was leading the team, you know, the right way, because he showed that he was unselfish and he wasn't just going to try to jack up a bunch of shots because he's getting chances too. He had 1 rebound, no turnovers, and the personal foul was a plus 21 and plus minus. Muhammad, he scored in the paint and splashed 2 threes, so he finished 3 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3 for 8 points in 14 minutes. You're taking that. He had 5 rebounds, no turnovers, one Offensive board, one person foul was a +2 and plus minus. Zachary Ricochet, he played 21 minutes. That was the most off the bench. He had the most points off the bench, which was 12. He also took the most shots. He went 4 of 9 from the field and 4 of 7 from three. He's out there for his defense and his 3-point shooting and his rebounding. He did the rebounding, he did the scoring, he did the 3-point shooting. So he achieved all those things tonight. He had one turnover, one steal, 2 offensive boards, 2 personal fouls. It was a -6 and plus minus. Jock Landale was the hidden secret in this game because they kept forgetting he was open. So he went 2 of 3 from 3 and 3 of 5 from the field and finished with 8 points. He also had 1 rebound and 3 assists and no turnovers, 3 personal fouls, and had 1 offensive board. It was a +1 and plus minus. Christian Coloco played 2 minutes. He only grabbed a rebound, got a steal in the block, which was good in that amount of time. He also had no personal fouls and was a -2 and plus minus. Gabe Vincent played 5 minutes. He went 0 of 2 from the field, mainly all was threes, but like he missed them all, so he went scoreless. He had 1 rebound, no turnovers, no personal fouls, was a -11 and plus minus. Keaton Wallace 2 minutes. He ended up having 1 turnover. And he finished as a -2 and plus minus. Caleb Houston played 2 minutes. He ended up having no turnovers. 1 personal foul, was a -2 and plus minus. And if you look at the Bucks, Giannis led them. No surprise there since he's getting healthier, but they're going to need him to play even more because he's just that dominant of a player. He had 26 minutes. He had 24 points, went 10 of 15 from the field. All finishes around the rim besides a jump shot from mid-range. He also finished 4 of 8 from the free throw line. He had 5 boards. That's low for him. But he also had 4 assists, 2 turnovers, and a steal, no personal fouls, and 1 offensive board, and was a -24. And plus minus, he was hard to stop. He was hard to guard. He was hard to stay in front of. Nothing new there for him. Dang played real good. 28 minutes. He's been a hidden gem for them. He had 14 points, went 6 of 14 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. He can shoot. He didn't shoot as well as other games, but he shot still good enough to be a threat out there for the defense. They had to pay attention to him. 4 rebounds, 3 turnovers, though. That was bad, too. He also had 3 personal fouls. He also finished the game with 3 offensive rebounds, which was all his rebounds, really. It was a -25 and plus minus. Miles Turner played 22 minutes. He had 8 points. He went 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. That's about what he gives you, but he also only had 3 boards. That just can't happen in a close game. When it was close at one point, then they got blown out because they didn't do everything they needed to do to stay in it. But 2 steals and a block also for Turner. He's also out there for his defense, and he brought it in this game a little bit. He had 1 offensive rebound, no personal foul, was a -18 and plus minus. AJ Green, he's out there for 3-point shooting, but he said I can score other ways too. So he ended up making a 3. Then the other one was 2s, but the problem was 3 of 9 shooting from the field and 1 of 6 from 3. He only finished with 7 points. He also had 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and was a -21 and plus minus. And then Ryan Rollins been good. He was okay scoring the ball in this one. 4 of 11 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He did have 13 points. Seemed like he left a little change out there for the Hawks, and especially because he played 35 minutes, and that was the most on the team. He did finish with 12 assists, though. And that's the part that you have to like about him, was trying to find a way to find guys early and often for good looks. And it worked out for him because he only had 1 turnover on top of that. He did have 8 boards. He was flirting with a triple-double, 3 steals, 4 personal fouls, 1 offensive board. It was a -22 and plus minus. 4 personal fouls was a little bit high for him. Bobby Portis was taking good looks. He ended up having still a good game. He had 13 points in 24 minutes. He went 4 of 8 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He got 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal and 2 turnovers, no personal fouls in the 0 and plus minus. This is what you expect from him. You know, he doesn't really disappoint you that much, and he's always a guy you look forward to seeing because you know he's going to score and play some good basketball. Thanasis got on the court. He got a steal in the block. He's a defender above anything when he tries to play or he gets out on the court. And he ended up being a +2 and plus minus. Kyle Kuzma led the bench in scoring with 16 in 22 minutes. He went 7 of 8 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line. And then he also had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and was a +2 and plus minus. You're just happy that he did that because this was a game where you was winning and you needed somebody to come in and try to continue helping Giannis and his crew out. and also the other guys that you played with. And Kyle Kuzma was just amazing for them. It was hard to play the way he played, missing only one shot, and all of them was decent shots, a tough shot. So he did what he was supposed to do out there. Offensively, especially Pete Nance, he made a wide open three, so he finished 1 of 2 from the field because he missed his 2 pointer. 1 rebound, no turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and a +3 and plus minus. Jericho Sims, 23 minutes, 4 points for him, 2 of 2 from the field. He finished with 11 boards, and that's something you have to be happy about because he was able to really come in and show you that he's going to play hard regardless of what the score is. 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 personal foul, 5 offensive boards out of the 11 and a -1 and plus minus. And then Gary Trent Jr., 2 minutes for him. He missed his only shot, which was a three. He had 1 turnover, no personal foul, and was a +2 and plus minus. And then Cam Thomas, he didn't shoot the ball that great, but he did come in and give you some scoring anyway. He had 11 points in 18 minutes. He went 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 5 from three, and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Had a nice alley-oop pass to Sims, I believe, and he had 3 assists on the night, 2 rebounds, and 1 turnover and a personal foul, and finished as a +10 and plus minus. And Andre Jackson Jr., 2 minutes. He had 1 rebound, no turnover. His rebound was offensive, was a +2 and plus minus. They shot 50% from the field, and the Hawks shot 54. They shot 33% from three. The Hawks shot 44, 70% from the free throw line for the Bucks. The Hawks shot 4 less free throws and made 69% of them. 41 rebounds for the Bucks, 40 for the Hawks. 27 assists for the Bucks, 33 for the Hawks. 15 turnovers for the Bucks, 11 for the Hawks. 8 steals for the Bucks, 9 for the Hawks. 2 blocks for the Bucks, 7 for the Hawks. 12 offensive rebounds for the Bucks, 11 for the Hawks. Both teams had 29 defensive rebounds. The Bucks had 15 personal fouls, while the Hawks had 17. And like I said, the Hawks did shoot more free throws. The Bucks did shoot more free throws than the Hawks. But didn't matter much because the Hawks just got hot and they kept making threes and they kept making an extra pass and they were just carving up their defense and just kicking it out, either finishing it with a floater, layup, or just kicking it out for a three and then playing a little bit of defense here and there. And that was enough to beat the Bucks. The Bucks having trouble scoring, they having trouble defending. They having a lot of problems communicating and to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do on both ends of the court. And then on top of that, guys just can't make shots the way that they need to compete with basically any team in the league. Some nights the Bucks get hot, some nights they just can't keep up. And if you can't keep up, you're going to find a way to lose, and they found a way to lose in this one, even though they was up. Their shots was going in, Giannis looked good, and it made it seem like, okay, Bucks might get another one. They need a win to try to find a way to get into the playoffs, but this was a team they needed to beat. This is a team they need to get back in the game to be able to get the win from, because this is a playing team that you need to surpass to be a playing team to possibly be able to get into the playoffs. So the Bucks, they failed this one, still have a lot of games left. They still have a game against the Hawks again. And like I said, it ain't as bad since the season series is tied, so they can still win it. If they win the next one, there's a lot of hope, there's a lot of belief for the Bucks right now, but they got to go out there and get it done. They got to play better. And if they don't, they're just going to miss their trip to the playoffs. And it is what it is. People look at it and say, they got some shooters. They got some guys that can get their own and some guys that can break down the defense. No Kevin Porter in this game. But at the same time, that they have one of the best players in the world. And they usually say, you have one of the best players in the world, you should have a chance at winning if he's on the court. Not so much the last couple games, but we'll see what happens in the last couple. Comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today with more analysis.